Hello, everyone, and welcome to the PRL Podcast. It's the special Monaco edition. It's here, finally. Your hosts are, for today, the Monaco master himself, Robert, which that's me, and Mark Old School 3000. How's it going?
Yeah, all good. All good, you?
Yeah, I can say I'm fairly happy, and I was waiting for the podcast to start. I just want to share my feelings about Monaco.
Oh dear, I've been dreading this all week. Been dreading it. Been trying to put it off. I even pretended my daughter had homework yesterday. She did actually have homework.
Yeah,
so.
it wouldn't have been as fun just if I had to do it myself. You know? I was with you for China, so I think you deserve this.
I do.
I'm still happy with my results.
Coco.
We had a little bit of drama. I'm not gonna lie. I got a little bit scared after the race when I was actually under investigation. And I thought maybe you had something to do with this, because I mean, I don't see who could have reported such thing.
No, nothing to do with me. No,
Okay.
Nothing to do with me. It was Macca that saw something. I didn't think. I'll be honest. I didn't think it was the best idea to just put it in the chat. But Macca did it. And I looked at it. I was like, oh no, this isn't good. Don't do this. So I didn't think there was any way you'd be able to keep it, because I just thought. Yeah, but basically, it was a bug, wasn't it? In the sense that it said that you'd invalidated a lap and you didn't, effectively.
Yeah, I was shocked when I saw the message on the chat, and I noticed that Mac had sent me the same message in private, and he asked to see my second qualifying lap. And I didn't know what I could have possibly done, because at the time I was just focusing on my driving. And I didn't notice anything, and it turns out the game thought I did something wrong, even though I literally just drove naturally.
I think I know what happened. But, I said this in the chat. I think it might have thought you touched someone in front of you. Forget who it was, but there was someone quite close.
That was Brex. He tried to let me pass him after the tunnel, because I was on my hot lap, and he was just coming back to the pits, and he moved off the racing line. I tried to avoid him, and we made contact. I lost a lot of time there, but the game didn't say anything, at least for me.
Yeah, really odd. I was really not wanting for you to get a penalty, not because I like you and I enjoy racing you. It's purely because that would have meant Coco would have won and gone above me in the championship. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just realizing now that Mac had something to win out of this.
Yes, slightly, but that's not what. It's not why he did. I don't know. I just found it really weird. I wasn't really sure what was going on, but. Yeah, obviously I was glad it all ended well. I could have went
from just being absolutely ecstatic to being in pain, just crying on the floor in a couple of minutes. But
in the one thing to point out from it though, because when he said that it was your second lap, I said, well, it's not really a problem anyway, is it? Even if he did. But then he didn't. But he did make a point. He said it gives someone a banker lap. So if you had done something wrong, and I was
I still lost a lot of time there. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, it was fine. It was fine.
Yeah. Thankfully.
So, quali was. I was very shocked by quali, if I'm honest with you.
Well, I wasn't. I was expecting some of the results.
I thought you would be quick. When you went pole, it didn't surprise me.
Yes, the thing is, my pole lap was terrible. I can show you after the podcast because I have it on YouTube. But I only managed to make up time after the tunnel, where I had actually lost time in my second lap. Because until then, my delta was just in the red constantly. So it could have been a lot better than what it was.
I was hoping to get a time around yours. Mine felt rubbish, but I was hoping to get a time around yours. That would have been as quick as I could have gone. What you did, I think. I did a few 19.6s. I did know like 2 19.6s in practice, but that was like flukes. But yeah, I thought
if I had a blistering a perfect lap, I could have been like a 9.4 or a 9.5. That's what I did in practice. So just setting a time of 1:98 for me was pretty bad. I was not feeling good because I knew that Coco had not finished his lap, so I was quite scared there. Fortunately, he chose the ultra soft, which I think could have been a smart move, but yeah, it just gave me the pole a little bit easier.
I can't believe how quick he was on them. I didn't think he had any chance whatsoever of beating me. I know my time wasn't great, but I thought there's no way ultra softs. I didn't think ultra softs would be able to get under 1:10 and a half in this division. That's insane.
Oh, yeah. There you go. You can.
Yeah. So obviously we know the top two. I come third. I was very happy with third. I just didn't want to be like 7th or 8th. I just wanted to be out of the way, if I'm honest.
Yeah, but that would have been absolutely terrible for anyone.
Yeah, and to be fair, everyone that was in that kind of area didn't have a great race. But yeah, and then Macca on 4th, some way back, I think 10.4, and then it's all quite close actually, very close. I didn't realise how close it was. Brex in 5th, which is a good result, and Dave in 6th with a 10.5, so it's very tight between Macca, Brex and Dave. I'm trying to think if there's any standout performances.
Well, I think I was expecting Con Reese to be a lot higher, even though he chose the ultras.
Agreed.
After Spain, when he was just extremely quick, I thought he would be up there in the top 3, top 5 maybe, even on the ultras. But he finished 9th.
Yeah.
We have Heated in 7th and James in 8th. Again, James isn't that much of a surprise anymore because we know that Australia is his best track. We kind of figured that out.
Yeah. Mr. Upside Down is his nickname, I think. And,
yeah, I mean, it happened to me. And it will happen to me. Like, I cannot top Monaco.
Yeah, fair. Adrelok in 10th. Very slow lap from Adrelok. I've raced Adrelok a lot, and that's very surprising. I didn't think, but then Monaco does bring out the worst in some people. But yeah, and then Ibo 13.3, good result for him in 11th, beating Ryan B. Car Cannon with another slow lap, albeit on Ultrasofts. Bellon.
Well, just look at Ryan's and Car Cannon's laps. Look at the times.
Ooh, yeah, 2,000th of a second. That's not fun. Oh, not the best. Although actually, to be honest with you, when it gets to this point in the grid, I'd rather be like last than 14th. I'm not even kidding. I'd rather be 17th than 14th.
Well, yeah, because you can take it slower in the first corner. Yeah. You can avoid a lot of the carnage that could happen at Monaco. Unfortunately, it did not happen to us, from as far as I'm concerned.
No, I think first corner was really clean actually. So yeah, it was really clean. But yeah, Bellon obviously in 14th. I don't know the order. I don't know which order it was. 15th, 16th, and 17th. I know it was Emperor Wave and LFC, but I don't know which. I don't think any of them set a lap though.
I'm not sure. No, I don't have the results.
Yeah, it was in some order like that anyway. But yeah, I don't know. I think it was an interesting grid because I didn't see much in the way of a problem. I was so happy to have Macca behind me. I can tell you that.
Oh, that lasted for a long time.
Yeah, it didn't last very long at all. But yeah, I suppose naturally onto the race. I suppose, like you said, there wasn't much action in the first corner, was there? I don't think, other than Macca overtaking me with a really good move, which was really annoying. That was bad.
Yeah, well, Coco tried to overtake me in the first corner, but yeah, he had to take it slow because I was just yelling at him, and he knew that if he made contact with me and if he somehow impacted my race, then he would not get out of it easily.
There's no value in him overtaking you anyway.
Well, I mean, just for his pride, I think it would have made him happier.
But you were kind of on different strategies, slightly. I know that you were both trying to pull a one stop.
Very different strategies, but
yeah, and that's what annoyed me when Macca overtook me. I was so annoyed because he was just focusing on backing me into the pack, like much.
I saw his a couple of his highlights and a couple of yours. you were just almost getting into him at every corner.
I was having to, and I was being so careful as well. It was just, the worst thing is I could just see this little pink and little dark red circle getting further and further away, and I was just, it was so frustrating. But that's Macca decided to try and lock up third rather than gun for you guys, but it was one of them things.
Well, I guess we can talk about the race itself. Of course, we have a new winner in PRL, and I'm delighted to announce that he is a driver that definitely deserved to win this race, this particular race at Monaco. And I think he will definitely have another chance at winning another race next season.
I think you've got more than one.
Hopefully, none of you vote for Monaco to be out of the championship, because then that would make me pretty angry.
I don't know how it survived last season. I just don't understand. But
I just beg the organisers.
No, it was a good race from you. You were very clean. The only person that stopped you from doing the fastest lap pole and win was Coco, actually, I think.
Yeah, that's exactly what he wanted to do. So, there you go.
He just about did it. But yeah, did you have any hairy moments in the race at all, or did you have any scary points?
I had a couple of, I guess, scary moments in about lap 10 or 11 when I was getting close to go into the pits, make my pit stop. My hypersofts were dead. They were absolutely terrible, and I almost hit the wall. If you watch Coco's highlights, you can see it. You can see it there. That's when he overtook me, and of course I came back on the super softs, and then I gained my lead again, and just didn't see Coco for the rest of the race. And I had some troubles with some back markers. I had to be really careful, especially with Emperor, and his race was terrible. I'm just gonna say it. He had 6 stops, and he got lapped 4 times. So I met him a lot of times. And
6 stops. I've just noticed that. Shout out to Emperor who, yeah.
He's got an amazing patience.
Zen Master, the Zen Master of PRL. He you know, his finish rate is huge. He never DNFs.
If I had gotten lapped 4 times, I don't think I would have continued racing. But fair play to him.
He's hoping one more person crashed.
And between me and Bray, it was constant. No difference at all.
Ah.
I kept it at 20 seconds for the whole entire race.
Okay. Fair play, because he's he was very quick and no damage, just kept it real clean. I don't know how he didn't suffer as a result of me and Macca hitting, but he did well to get out of the way of that.
You and Macca had contact, not him. So
No, I mean, I don't know how he got the way out. I don't even know how he got out of the way with it, because that was impressive. It could have been easy to go into the back of us, but
well, if you had come back on the track like Paul Dor would have done, then he would have definitely not finished third.
Oh yeah, I let him through, didn't I?
Yeah, you let him through. That's after you spun.
Yeah. You can't just, because the funny thing is, you've got to remember to do that in this race, because in F117 it wouldn't have mattered, they'd have just gone through you. But I was lucky I remembered, because otherwise that would have been bad.
There were some cars that DNF'd and they were just on the track, and it could have ended up being a terrible race for me and Coco. Coco almost hit James, and I almost hit
Wave.
It was
maybe?
Adrilock.
Oh, Adrilock. Yeah. Who was up on just after the first corner? There was someone there. That was dangerous.
I'm not sure, but after the in the chicane, after the tunnel, Adrilock was just there. If you had missed the corner with just a couple of centimeters, you just plowed straight into him. And James was at the exit of the corner in the same spot again.
Wow. Yeah. I'm glad no one actually went into someone else like that in this
And we
division.
had no safety cars. I just realized that.
Yeah. We had a virtual, didn't we? Which was
that was amazing. Yeah.
Was that good for you?
No.
Oh.
It didn't help me at all. But
help me.
a safety car should definitely have come out on the track.
Yeah, definitely a couple of times, to be honest. And that was meant to be in that patch, so I don't think that patch worked somehow.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it directly, but that's what I was referring to, the new update.
Myself in fourth. A frustrating start when Mac overtook me. I didn't expect Coco to take that line necessarily. I thought he'd just follow you round, and Macca saw everything and then just went on the inside, which was frustrating. And then the contact with him, I was so annoyed. Funny enough, the contact made no difference to my race, I think, because I think I'd have come fourth anyway, without being horrible.
First of all, I want to talk about Macca's start. Like, his start was amazing.
Yeah.
If this was not another track, not Monaco, maybe like, if this was Baku, Macca could have been first, just in the first lap, because it was that good.
It was really quick. Caught me off guard. Yeah, I liked.
You know, the positive thing about your result, you did not get lapped, so you should be happy.
You know what? I saw that. I saw you behind me, and I thought, absolutely not. There is no way I'm letting this guy lap me. To the point where I pitted again.
I wanted to push so hard, but I was like, it's not really worth it. I just want to take care of my tires, and that'll be it.
I'm not even joking. You're the reason why I put the hypers back on.
So I basically helped you a bit.
Well, because I checked, right, and I saw Ryan, who come 5th, was like 19 seconds behind. So he'll come out ahead of me, but he had like 12 seconds of penalties, and I didn't have any. So I thought, that's fine. I'll stick the hypers back on. I'll go past him. Hopefully, if I don't, I'll just stay behind him because then I know I've still come 4th. And then yeah, jobs are good and hope. But I thought actually, and then I did realise I have to get past him because otherwise you're going to lap us. So yeah, wasn't enjoyable. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any big things on my race really. Obviously the crash with Maka, it was my fault. But I don't think he should be putting his nose there.
I wouldn't say it was either of your fault because that was clearly the game's fault. That was an example of desync. I think it's standard for every online race in F1 2018.
Yeah.
From what I saw.
It did feel like desync. I mean, Maka seems to think it wasn't necessarily, but it felt like desync at the time. You slow it down, it looks like desync, but I don't know. It didn't really affect
It was
my race.
spectacular though. I would have enjoyed to see it live, just when I would have lapped you guys, but I didn't get the chance.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I thought I was so surprised when I still had my wheel on. I couldn't believe that, but yeah, not much else to say about my race. It was pretty boring. It was quite a long way behind Brex, quite a long way ahead of Ryan. Yeah, just one of them. But yeah, it was alright. I'll take 4th. Any finish around Monaco, I've still never DNF'd, so it's kind of the glory of Monaco, not DNFing, I think.
We had Ryan in 5th, which I think is pretty surprising, and he actually started 12, so that's a really good result. I know that he was being voted for driver of the day, which by the way, I would say that I deserve it.
I think you've won it. I'm fairly sure you've won it.
Yeah, I know I've won it. That's why I'm saying I deserve it. I voted for Brex just so people don't think I'm an asshole, but I would have voted for myself. So thank you.
It's difficult not to vote for you. I felt a bit bad on Ryan though, because we kind of ignored someone. I don't know who pointed it out. I think it was Car Cannon who said, Ryan had a really good race.
Yeah, and Car Cannon voted for him, not for me. So
wow.
There have been some negotiations in the Force India paddock, and I think I know who will be first driver from now on. Anyway.
Dave with the most Dave-like drive ever. Started 6th, come 6th. Very Dave.
I wouldn't say that's Dave-like.
Maybe that's...
He should have finished first to be a Dave race.
Maybe last season's Dave. Last season's Dave. This is very last season's Dave race. But he had a load of incidents.
I want to point something out. I just realized it. Just a fun fact. Look at our safety ratings from the online. Ryan has an S safety rating, and both me and Coco have a D. So.
And who's got the best skill rating?
Okay, so he did finish 7th.
He did. That was a good result for Heated. 2 laps down, 4 stop. He must have been so quick. What's gone on? I think. Sorry, but anyone below 6th here was playing a different race.
I cannot explain what happened since Bellon with a 1-stop finished behind Heated who did a 4-stop.
The Dutch not having a great Car Cannon. I know he's doing no assists, and fair play to anyone doing no assists and finishing Monaco, because that's actually a bloody good achievement. I don't think many people could in this division. But seeing him 9th,
I couldn't.
Yeah, I don't know, 9th.
And I'm the Monaco master, so.
You are the Monaco master. But Car Cannon 9th. I just don't like seeing Car Cannon down there. I hope he gets quicker through the season.
Do you know what? I'm not sure if he realizes it, but him finishing in the points every race means that he's a lot more constant than me. So yeah.
Fair. Poor Ibo. I don't know if anyone's seen this, and I don't think Ibo's made a deal about it, but he got out of the way of me, and I'm fairly sure he was 8th at the time, and smashed his wing off.
He did that for me as well.
It's just so frustrating.
Just before Raskas.
Yeah, same place.
Yeah, he got out of the way, just hit the wall. I felt so bad at the time to see him smash into the wall before Raskas, just to let me pass. But yeah,
just not. Don't know, but yeah, he's still got his point. And we've already talking about Emperor with his 6-stop race. I'm guessing he couldn't manage the tyres.
A new award for every race for whoever has the worst possible race. So we had Coco last time.
Okay.
And we have Emperor winning this one by a mile. 6 stops. Just imagine what was in the Williams pit crew. Like all of them were sweating.
The worse than Aldoro award, I think we should call it. I think that would be fair.
Yeah, that's fair for Aldoro just to have his name in PRL history. I think that's fair.
Emperor Rub with the 6 stop. If anyone's listening to this, I know a couple of guys from D1 that have been in this league have been a while, or even Macca actually has been in here a while. If anyone knows of anyone that's ever 7-stopped, please let us know, because I don't think I've ever seen anyone 6-stop.
I think that deserves to have a PRL inside, just for that specific race.
Absolutely brilliant. Con Rees will go into his race a little bit later, but he is the first of the DNFers, so he had a lot to say on that.
And the first guest of the D3 podcast.
Yeah, it's not how we wanted it to happen, but it is what it is. Adrelok and Macca. I think Macca gave up. Not in a horrible way.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah.
It says that he DNF'd, but I think his car was still driving around.
No, I saw it pull into a slip road and he retired. I think it was just ahead of me. It was really weird. Like, obviously we both come into the pits under the virtual safety car, and 2 laps later, as I was going around the corner, I saw him retire. So he must have had a horrible lap for that to happen. I know we got drive-through as a result of going into the pits too quick under the VSC.
Yeah, well, there were a lot of penalties in the race. A lot.
Yeah.
I was fairly calm because I knew that Coco had a 3-second time penalty, so that's why I didn't really have an incentive to push, since I knew that even if he got past me, then I could have just waited for and just sit behind him and wait for the race to end, and I'd still win it.
Yeah, no, fair. James, obviously with the DNF that you described as well as Adrelok. Wave, who caused, I don't mean to say caused, but triggered the BSC. Yeah, interesting. Wave has lost some of his early season form. I think he'll be back though. I don't know what you think.
Well, I hope he won't be back, but I definitely think he will.
Yes, and the Cat D legend that is LFC.
Did he retire in the first lap?
Second, I think, from memory.
And what happened to him?
He just crashed. I was on party with him. I think he lost it out of what did he hit? I think it was around Casino. I'm fairly sure.
That's a weird spot.
Yeah, I think he just like I don't really know, if I'm honest. He jumped straight off. He went, right, I'm off, bye. I was like, okay, fine. But yeah, that was that. A lot less incident packed than probably most people think. And shout out to Division 3 because we had the most finishes out of all the divisions.
And it was a really clean race.
For the most part, yes. Yeah, and there was no dodgy. I think someone complained about Wave, but he just missed the braking point. It's easy to do. I missed the braking point on Macca into the chicane, but thankfully I had room to go right. So it's easily done. I don't think there was any animosity. And Adrolock and Wave made up in the chat, which was nice to see. That was nice.
They'll definitely fight again.
Yeah, that's a temporary. That's a truce.
Bound to happen. Yeah.
But yeah.
But again, these types of rivalries, as long as they keep it clean and they don't do what they did in Baku, I think it helps the league.
It adds character.
It gives a more, yeah, exactly.
It makes it
and we have a lot of
fun.
characters in the league, so.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it is good to see. Should we? I'm just going to run through because now we've actually. I feel like it's worth running through where everyone is. But then we get to the real business end. There's a top 5 emerging. I'm going to put you... Where are you technically... No, you are technically 5th, aren't you? I think that is right.
I think I should technically be 4th. Since
Really?
I finished higher than Wave in the race.
Oh, okay. Didn't he win a
I think
race?
that's how it works. I mean, that's how you took my spot in the first season.
Yes, true. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do Wave 5th then. On 52, and yourself 4th on 52. 2 very different, well, not different, well, yeah, different seasons, but the same points total. I don't think you can have 2 more contrasting seasons, I don't think.
No. Well, I really enjoyed this season more than my last one, even though I think I did a lot better in the last season. I really enjoy fighting you guys and having a feeling that I can potentially get a podium at possibly every race now, because that didn't happen last season.
I like both. For next year I'd like to be in a division where I'm one of the slowest, because I like how different they feel. They feel completely different these 2 seasons, and that's what I really like. It's really changed up the game compared to last season, where you're scrapping to get. I mean, the race of my life to get 3rd, which I never got. Like 4th and 6th and 8ths and stuff and 10ths, and I like the difference. But I feel that's the best bit for me.
Who we got in 3rd then?
Yeah, so the Europa League that was Wave and Robert is now... We're on to the Champions League so far. So we're on to Dave. Dave on 75, who lost a bit of ground ever so slightly to myself. And then we've got Coco, who closed up and moved up into 2nd position. On 77 and myself on 81, so very tight there. 3 people within 6 points, and you and Wave really that one good result away from being really in it. So
all I can think about now is what would have happened if I had actually gotten a good result in the first 2 races.
Yeah,
I could have potentially been out there with you guys.
Yeah, even if you got like a 5th,
I can't bring that back.
5th and a 7th, that would have been another 16 points, and that's a lot closer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was starting to emerge as a top 5. Maybe Bray has got something to say about that. I think potentially Conreese could do very well, as well as Stevo.
Is definitely quick. And when Stevo comes back, that will change everything. Because he's gonna steal the podiums from us. Definitely. He always does that. Definitely.
So yeah, lots of I mean, lots of race winners really, potential. But yeah, on to Canada. If we go on to Canada, I don't think I'm racing Canada, sadly. But yeah, I love this track. Don't know about you.
I think everybody loves Canada. It's one of those tracks that you just enjoy, especially coming after Monaco. I mean, I don't mind Monaco, of course, I love it. I'm just talking about maybe you guys. Coming from Monaco to Canada is such a relief,
Yeah, no, it is. Lots of time pens, I predict.
Yeah, definitely. And this is going to be a race that the winner is going to be decided by the penalties.
Yeah, it wouldn't even surprise me.
Sure about that.
It really wouldn't surprise me if a couple of people get disqualified.
I wouldn't say they would get disqualified, but we're definitely going to have a lot of penalties.
But yeah, no, it should be fun. I think it will probably rain. Because it always seems to, do you know what, it never rains in Division 1 previously, but in Division 2, hasn't it always rained around Canada?
It definitely rained in the first season. I know it because I retired then.
And it rained last season.
I think it rained in the second one as well.
That was the race where Jeff was telling people to pit, and there was no need.
Oh yeah, that's when I was fighting with Zigaby for third, and I mean, of course, he finished like 30 seconds in front of me, and I was third up until like maybe the last 5 or 6 laps, and then he went. But actually, I got a lot of points from that race just because I didn't pit. I remember that now.
Yeah. A lot of people did well out of that. That was a tough race. So changeable weather conditions are possible. They're possible everywhere, but I think Canada is quite high.
I mean, not everywhere.
Yeah, not quite everywhere.
Yeah. Rain in Abu Dhabi would be fun though.
Well, yeah, that would. Do you know, I've never actually driven a lap around Abu Dhabi in the wet. I might do it. Might do it tonight.
I have, and it's horrible. Just gonna say it.
So yeah, I don't know. What are your predictions for the next race? I have a feeling Coco is going to win it by quite some margin.
You know what? Coco is probably the quickest at Canada, and Canada is one of his favorite tracks. I think he's actually going to come second, and again, because of time penalties.
Okay.
As I said, the winner is gonna be somebody who doesn't get a lot of penalties. Someone like Dave, maybe. I'm expecting Dave to win it. Coco to come second, and I would say Con Reese third.
Mm-hmm. Okay. If it's, don't know. If it's dry, I'll say Wave, Coco, Dave. And if it's wet, I would say Steve-O if he's racing, but if he's not racing, ignore that. Dave, you, actually, you're quite good in the wet.
I love rain, yeah.
Dave, you, then, don't know, Brex.
Yeah, that seems fair for a wet race.
But if I can somehow...
Rain around Canada is something that I would want. Especially if it happens like last season when you don't necessarily have to bid for inters and you can just go on the super softs or the ultra softs.
Yeah, it's just not... I don't know. If it was a full wet race, I'm going to try and race, but I don't think I can. But if it was wet, I think I'd do very well. Not in the dry. I'm not that quick. But yeah, no, Coco I think is the favourite anyway, because it's a bit of a wheel track, Canada, I think, by all accounts.
Well, most of us are pad users, so
yeah. Well, there we are. Cool. Anything else to add?
Well, I just want people to know that if you want any help, with Monaco, if you want to win, like maybe next season, you can just always ask me. The Monaco Master is going to help um, anyone that has any questions. But other than that, you can just enjoy my victory and just know that you are the best fans. And yeah, I very much enjoyed Monaco.
So, and on to our next segment. We have a guest with us who you might not know, but has actually raced in this league a lot longer than most of us. I've got Con Reese with me. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. You?
I'm good. We were just saying before we kick this off. Did you say your last league was 2014? Is that right?
Yeah. So, well, it'll be the 2014 game, so it'll be early 2015 before the other one came out.
So that will be season 9
so,
or 10.
So yeah, a good few years ago.
Cool. And
but I don't know if I raced PRL back then. I can't remember which season I actually last raced.
Yeah, talk us through.
There's only one short version, anyway.
Well, yeah, to be fair. But how did qualifying go for you? What happened in qualifying?
Well, to be honest, this is the first game where I've actually been quite alright around Monaco. I don't know where I found the pace from, but it seems to be coming from somewhere. So qualifying was okay, I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't know whether to sort of go out on hypersofts and do a lap, or go on the harder tyre and try and stay out of traffic for the start. But
yeah, it was a tough call.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, it didn't really matter because people were trying to. Well, anyway, qualifying was all right. Anyway, I mean, I got quite a clear run anyway through qualifying. I mean, P9 wasn't so bad, and I was on ultras, but I noticed that Coco set a late lap on ultras, and he was second place, and he wasn't even a 10th off pole. So I don't think I would have been as close to him as I'd like, but yeah. It was alright, I guess, in the qualifying.
Yeah, it's always tough to start right in that midfield in Monaco.
Yeah.
It's not fun. But that kind of brings us on to the race. What happened? Because I don't know a ton, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I know that there was a couple of incidents and stuff, but other than that, I don't really know exactly what happened.
Just people trying. I mean, Monaco is hard to overtake anyway. I mean, the only overtakes you're going to do is if you gain on, pitting early and doing the undercut, or pitting later and doing the overcut with people getting stuck in traffic. I mean, that's the only real overtakes you'll get anywhere.
Unless someone makes half a mistake, I think the only places you can take people.
Yeah.
But they still have to make half a mistake. You can't overtake anyone cleanly without them making a mistake. I think the corner after the casino. Well, those two after the casino actually both potentially.
That's tight as well though, because if you're on the inside and the guy stays with you on the outside, the wall comes back in on itself on the left hand side. So the guy who's on the outside is going to have to move over anyway, and then you've got the outside line for the hairpin. So
yeah, true.
I mean, the only real overtake is if you get a good exit off the last corner and down into the first corner. But even then, it's not a very long straight, really.
No, it's that was my big fear. Last season, I think every season that I've ever seen or any drive, there's always someone that tries to stick it into La Source hairpin.
Yeah.
There's always somebody, and it worked actually this time. I don't know if anyone's seen, but Dave did it on Emperor Rub. It was well worth watching Dave's highlights. I've never seen anyone do a clean move around there, but that was the first time.
Yeah. Well, I felt like doing it. Was it was it Kobayashi in the catering when he sort of like did a British touring car manoeuvre down the inside of one of the Marussias?
I do know what you mean, actually. Yeah, it's just like bumping about this.
He sort of bumped him out the way and then just drove off as if nothing had happened.
Oh dear. But yeah, it's a bit of a madhouse, particularly around the midfield, I think.
Yeah.
But what? So
I mean,
what
that's
happened?
a corner after Casino where it went wrong, really.
Yeah.
I got one of the Red Bulls dive down the inside just as I was turning in.
Yeah.
So obviously when he collected me, I lost like the front part of me wing, which then going through the swimming pool section wasn't very good.
Oh, all right. On to Conroy's.
And then it turns out I come out in front of him again, and he tried the exact same manoeuvre again, but this time I was already round the corner, so he pushed me into the wall on the left hand side and I lost the other side.
So who was this? Was this Wave or Adrolock?
No, a Drillo.
I think Adrillo. I think actually, do you know what? I'm not 100% sure. I've always called him Adrolock, but you might be right. I think it is that guy though. Yeah, okay. It's difficult. I don't know how much you know, but they've been in quite a few scrapes, mainly with each other. Actually, I've raced both of them. I raced Adrolock in quite a few lobbies, randomly, and he seems to be online at the same time as me. I go online quite late, but they're both quite clean around other drivers. It's the first time I've heard Adrolock getting in trouble.
Monaco brings out, Monaco doesn't bring out the best in people anyway. So
yeah,
unless he'd been a bit, bummed out by qualifying and felt like he had the pace to get further up and just had a moment of angriness where he tried to get as many positions as possible. I don't know, but it just didn't seem like that. He tried to overtake in the same corner 3 times, and all 3 times it didn't work.
Yeah, it is tough because some things can look really aggressive and almost nasty around Monaco when they're not meant like that at all, I think. But yeah, no, so
I mean, I had a few laps where I was by myself and I was setting fastest lap of the race, and I started getting back into it again, and then again, I don't know if it was him again or something, but I had a collision with someone again, and I just thought, there's no point in hitting again because I'm going to be a lap behind and I'm never going to get it back.
Yeah.
So when I went round Casino, I just understeered to the right hand side, tried to get it back, chucked it in too early, and I just completely trashed the car into the wall.
I think I've done that in practice. I did that in practice about an hour before the race. It's easy. I think everyone's like, anyone could have crashed that race. It was bizarre. I mean, there was only 4 people.
Yeah, I know.
4 people didn't get lapped, which is nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, what, out of interest, I know obviously you had a bit of a break from league racing. What kind of brought you back into it?
Well, I've had since the 2014. I haven't really been on the PlayStation as much because I've been busy with. Obviously, I've had I've got a girlfriend. We got engaged and that, so I've been spending most of the time with her for the last few years.
Yeah.
But now that she's got a job and she's working, working nights and that, I've got some hours to fill, so I may as well, get the steering wheel back out. And
I think, do you know what, that kind of rings true to most people, because if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
Yeah, I'm 22.
22. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm 30, and I can tell you one thing. The issue is that I had in the past was I used to play a lot of games when I was younger.
Right.
And then I had a little one, and then
yeah.
It's only this last year where they've been old enough where I can I don't know, get my own finger back. It's a bit of a midlife crisis, but but I kind of got into PRL and then kind of just took it from there. But no, it's always, I think people go through cycles in their life where they can do things like this end of the day, and sometimes it's possible and sometimes other times it's not. But
I mean, I'm still sort of getting into the swing of things again. I mean, I haven't, it took me a while to get used to the steering wheel in the first place, so obviously all the new games that's been coming out with the new ERS deploy and all of the tyre temperatures and that, it's still getting used to it.
Yeah, no, to be fair, I mean, the changes between 17 and 18 were actually massive.
Yeah. I mean, there's a new update where you can turn the tyre temperatures off, isn't there? But I don't think that's like... Well, there's no point in turning it off because it gives people a different chance to get up, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we're going to keep them for the league because it's a little bit more... It's just more challenging, it's more fun. It gives... the smoother drivers have always been penalised in the last couple of games.
Yeah.
Because there's been no real benefit to being smooth through corners. You're actually better off being a bit aggressive. But now that you have to worry about the core temperature, it does punish people a bit more. So, but yeah. For those who don't know, where if you can't tell, because bear in mind there's going to be a lot of European drivers in our league. We sound rather different, so I'm pretty sure Combrice is from a different place in the UK than I am. Whereabouts are you from? I can tell it's the northeast, but
Mars.
Where was that?
Mars. It's just a planet.
I thought you were saying, oh my life. I'm gonna guess.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna guess.
No.
Can I guess somewhere? I'm gonna guess
Billingham.
Billingham.
Go on, then. Billingham.
Yeah.
You're not far off. Did you actually did you think that's actually a place called Billingham?
No, seriously. I went to uni with a lad from Billingham.
Oh, right.
And you sound fairly similar. So.
Oh no, that's quite cool. I thought you were just guessing a name. I was going to say that's really peculiar that you would say Billingham. No, that's quite close.
Ooh, well, I don't know. Go on, tell us. Where are you from?
To be honest, if I tell you, even people up here haven't heard of the village I'm from.
All right.
But I don't know where to say really. I don't know what it's called. Fishburn, but no one goes. Oh yeah.
Is it close to Middlesbrough?
Yes.
All right, cool.
It's sort of like Middlesbrough, then Billingham's 5 minutes from Middlesbrough, and then like there's another 10-15 minutes to where I am.
Fair enough. Fair play. Well, yeah, no, I think one thing I want to do, and I think we'll do this more. We definitely want to have you back on because I think it'd be good once the season's a little bit more down the line. But what's your impression so far? I mean, what have you seen? Because you had a good race in Spain, a very good race.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
What is there any drivers that you've taken notice of for good or for bad?
Well, I actually know Dave Jarvu from PRL when I was just starting to leave. But I think I had a good race with Macca in Spain.
Yeah.
Right at the start. I don't know because I need to start scoring points before I sort of have a look at who my rival's going to be.
Yeah.
Because I've only finished one race. I've only done 2 races, so.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's difficult to kind of pinpoint.
Yeah. I mean, from track to track, different people come through, so.
Yeah.
You don't really know until you get like sort of further on. Maybe it's like once I do like at least 5 races and I start. Well, hopefully I haven't had a very good run in other league races at the minute. I'm on a bit of a down streak at the minute. I just can't seem to finish races at the minute. I don't know whether that's me or whether I'm not adjusting to the game right or.
I think sometimes the one thing I've learned since, I don't know, the one thing I've kind of realised with F1 particularly, and I forgot it largely in Monaco because I had a crash with Macca, is when over 50% races, and I think I said it in the last podcast with Robert, you don't necessarily need to take that one driver on that one corner. Like, it feels like you do at the time, and I think you get caught up in it so easy. And I feel like everyone kind of does that, but yeah, I think it's almost playing the percentages in this league, particularly this division, because if you know you've got pace in hand on quite a few of the other people, you don't have to push as hard, and I think you do, in all fairness. But
well, when you get the tracks that I'm sort of confident with, I mean, there was China. I've always been absolutely rubbish at China. I've never finished in the top 5. And then one of my other leagues that they do 100% races, I qualified like P15 and I won the race by 20 seconds.
Blimey.
And that was just because in race pace I just had so much over them that I could just look after the tyres, and I managed to get plenty of pace out of the tyres. I mean, I was on mediums at the start, and I mean, the lap before I pitted, I set the fastest lap of the race, and I don't know where it come from.
That's good going round China.
I mean, it's things like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I think, me personally, from what I've seen so far, I would say that you'll probably be one of the top 5. Where that falls, I think it's very track dependent with the 5 or 6 people at the top.
Yeah. I think these next few races, Canada, France, Silverstone, Hockenheim, Hungary, it'll be my best chance to get like a couple of wins in a row.
Yeah.
So if I don't seize them opportunities, it's gonna bite us by the time we get to like tracks like Singapore that I don't do very well at.
Yeah. No, to be fair, I think people are going to have, like, you know, hot and cold tracks. And I think that's the good thing in our division. It doesn't seem to be. I mean, in the last 4 races, we've had. Have we had 4 different winners? Yeah, we've had 4 different winners. We've had me, Coco, Dave, and Robert. So that's interesting in itself. I've never raced, and this is the 3rd season in PRL, and I don't think we've ever had 4 different winners in 4 different races. So. Well,
it's just a shame about Spain with getting corner cutting penalties, because I got the lead on the last lap, and if I'd have pitted 1 lap earlier to get super softs on, I might have got maybe a gap, because by the end I got me gap to, I can't remember what it was 2.8 I think it was, and I had 6 seconds penalty. So if I'd have just maybe had 1 more lap getting straight past Dave and then gone for it, I might have just eked it out a little bit, but I don't know. Yeah,
absolutely. Cool. Well, anything else you want to add at this point? We'll definitely have you back on, but I want to do like a grill the grid thing, but I feel like we need to give that time to marinate, so to speak. But anything you want to add at all?
No, I can't think of anything. Just, you know, hopefully looking forward to getting top 5 of Canada would be ideal. If anything better would be even better, because I need to start catching up on people. Yeah,
don't catch up too quick, please. I don't want that.
Well, I need to, because I'm hopefully looking at, you know, being in the top. Well, if I'm realistic, I'm looking to be in the top 6.
Yeah.
By the time it gets to, you know, Abu Dhabi, Brazil, and then, you know, in season afterwards, I'll be looking to do a full season and win it, hopefully. So that's the aim.
Cool. No, well, good, and then we'll come back to that. That's a good way to leave it, and then look at where you're progressing with those goals. But Oh,
Yeah.
cool. No, cheers for coming on, dude. And we'll definitely have you on again. I think this has been quite a good one, actually.
Yep.
Cool. Cheers for that.